Hello, my name is Pat Bostic. I am a solution strategist at Carcass Systems, and today's video is going to focus on Microsoft Dynamics 365 CRM and Business Central and the integration of the quote-to-cash process. With Dynamics 365 Business Central, there is an out-of-the-box integration with Dynamics 365 CRM. And what we're going to highlight in today's demo is we're going to start off in CRM and create a sales quote, convert the quote to a sales order. Once we create the sales order, the integration will pass it over to Business Central. We will be able to invoice that order. We'll be able to invoice and ship and send it back to sales, and then finally convert the invoice and receive the cash on that. The out-of-the-box integration is fairly simple. One-way integration from the CRM sales users to the salesperson and purchaser in the ERP. There's a two-way integration of customers and contacts, as well as items and resources if we're talking about service type of opportunity here. There's the price list in Business Central goes up to CRM. And there's also a two-way on the opportunity creation between CRM and Business Central, as well as finally the invoice header and line being created in Business Central and passed up to CRM for visibility. So with that said, let's jump into our CRM environment. And what I'd like to do here is I'm going to start and create a quotation in CRM. So I simply come down here, pick quote. Going to give it a name. We'll call it the X CRM test. I'm going to pick a price list here, and I'm going to pick the Business Central default price list that came over as part of the integrated environment. And for a customer here, I am going to pick Pat Bostic Solutions. I could tie it to an opportunity if I had one, but in this case, I'm just going to save and close that. And I'm going to come down here and view this record and open it up, because at this point, I've just created a header and I have not put any items on that. So let's do that now. Come over here to the product area of the quote. I'm going to add a new quote line. I'm going to pick a product here. I'm going to key in, I'm looking for a Berlin chair. So I'll key in Berlin. There's my chair. I'm going to pick that. See, the price is $192.80. And I'm going to purchase 5 of those and come down here and click Save. So it extended it out, $964. And at this point, I'm going to arrow back to my header, and I'm going to activate the quotation. So now that I have activated the quotation, I'm going to go back into Business Central, and I'm going to click on I want to see my customer list here. So when my customer list comes up, I'm going to search for Pat and find that Pat Bostic Solutions right here. I'm going to highlight that. And as I come over here to the fact pane, you can scroll down here and you see here I have one quote out there, one active quote. And if I click on that, number 1, it shows me there's my XXX CRM test for $964 that came over. So the visibility is there. Also want to point out here too, while we're here, that the native integration truly is part of the Business Central environment. And if I go into the assisted setup here, you'll see here, I've got a Setup Dynamics 365 for Sales connection. I've gone through, I've clicked on that, entered the prompts in, did a few other things in terms of the integration of the different entities. But once that's done, it's all set and ready to go. And at this point, I'm just going to back up to my customer screen. And I'm going to go back into CRM, because at this point, I've created the quote. I've activated the quote. Next thing I would like to do would be to create an order, a sales order. So I click on that button in CRM. Yes, we won the quote. And I click OK. And now here is my sales order created in CRM. The one thing I want to point out here is the item availability. This is real-time item availability coming from Business Central to CRM as part of this out-of-the-box integration. I know that that's correct because I looked at the availability before I did this, but if I wanted to, anytime I wanted to update it, because maybe there's a lot of activity going on, I can always click the update availability and I'll get the current up-to-the-date number with that. So now that I have created the sales order, we've looked at the availability, I'm going to go back into Business Central. Still highlighted on my Pat Bostic, but I want to refresh my screen just so I can get current data here. And we'll go back in and we'll search for Pat Bostic Solutions again when the customer list comes up. Let's search for that. Again, I'm going to highlight the line and scroll down here to my 365 for Sales stat box, and you can see that the quote is no longer at 1 because we actually won the quote and converted it to a sales order. So at this point now, what I'll do now is you can see that the tile has changed from 9 to 10, and if I click on that ongoing sales orders, you'll see here now that there is our XXX CRM sales order. If I scroll over here, I can see there it is for $964. And I'm going to select that, open it up, because what I want to do now is I'm going to kind of anticipate the process here and speed it up. I'm going to invoice and ship the order at the same time. I know that everything is correct on there. I can see my quantity of 5, the price, everything looks good, the extended price. So I simply come up here to the posting tab, click post, and I'm going to ship and invoice this. And once the shipping and invoice process is done, it becomes a posted invoice, which I'm going to go into it now just to save some time. And because what I want to do with this posted invoice is I want to send this over to CRM for visibility. So I'll pick 4 options here and click navigate. There's my Dynamics 365 for Sales dropdown. And I want to create the invoice in Dynamics 365 for Sales. And you can see that the synchronization has been scheduled. And if I'm just going to back out of here and go to my home screen here in Business Central. And if I go back into CRM here, and I come down, scroll down here to the invoices, and I select all invoices, there is my XXX CRM test invoice here. And you can see it's a status of build. But what I'm going to do is I am going to, now we can take a look at the invoice that was sent over from Business Central. All the information on here is correct. There's my extended amount with tax. Everything looks good. Go back to my invoice list. And at this point, all I really need to do now is go back into Business Central and update the invoice as I'm going to be receiving cash on it. So I'm going to click down my cash management, click the cash receipt journal, and let's go into that journal and enter a line here. So I'm going to change the account type from a GL to a customer. And the customer here will be Pat. Let's click on that. The amount is $1,021.84 of cash that I received. And as I scroll over here to the document type, it's going to be a payment. And when I click on the document number, it's going to bring up and find that exact invoice for Pat Bostic Solutions. And I'm going to click OK, that is all good. And at this point, I'm fine with all that. I'm going to post that invoice and click yes. Everything has been posted. Cash has been applied. And I'm going to go back into my invoices here again. And just as these other ones say complete, this build will turn into complete within a few minutes, but I'm not going to hold the video up for that because it will happen just as all these other ones that I've run through have. It will be complete. So that is the complete process from quote to cash with an integrated CRM and Business Central environment. So with that, I want to thank you. If you have any questions, please contact Cargus Systems and we'd be happy to help. Thank you very much.